I'm Sonia.
And I'm Lise.
And our house is burned down. In January, our home's burned down. It's been quite a bit of a struggle since then to kind of rebuild what we are calling lives today. We now live together for convenience and because I love her. So on the first day of the fires, so it was a super windy day. Like it was an abnormally windy day for this time of the year. But it wasn't a big deal. It was just wind.
It was just really strong winds, but our power was out. So I had that night around maybe, when were you at dinner? 7?
It was like
so?
7-ish.
Yeah, so around like 7 or so, I had packed me and my daughter a spend the night bag because we were going to go to her house, which is not that far. It's only like 3 minutes away. So we were going to pack a bag and go spend the night at her house because at least she had power and my daughter had school in the morning. So I just packed my daughter a change of clothes so she can go to school. And that was honestly probably it. I didn't pack myself anything because I'm like, oh, I'll just come back home in the morning. But as I'm packing my bag and I'm walking out of my house, my grandma calls me and she's like, oh my gosh, like, look out your window. There's a fire or something. She's like, the sky is all orange. And so when I look out the window, I see like there's clouds everywhere and it's just like orange tinted clouds, but it's not even like a sunset type orange. It was like weird. It was very weird. So I go into my grandma's house and from her house, you can see the fire in the hills. And we're just honestly listening to the news. The kids are there, my grandma's there and me, and we're just like, my grandma's kind of panicking, but she wasn't trying to let it be known. She always panics. Yeah, she's a panic person. But I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think we were really even going to have to evacuate. I just thought, oh wow, like we can see the fire, like, oh, that's like, it was kind of cool in a way, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, oh wow, that's close. Like it was a little scary, but it was kind of more cool because it was still at such a distance. And so we watched the fire as the news was like kind of going over what was really happening and the updates with the fire, and we saw it with our own eyes die down. And we're like, oh, like we're not gonna have to evacuate. Like the fire's kind of dying down, the winds were dying down, but then out of nowhere the winds picked up and we literally just saw like a big gush of fire just consume the mountains basically. We knew from that moment, we're like, no, we have to get out of here because it's just too close and we're just not going to play those games. So we decided to pack up in the car, and the whole time we're kind of going through this, I'm calling her because she was at a work meeting. And I guess you can go from there.
All right. So I was at work and you just noticed like it was so windy because we're in the middle of a conference and learning about something new. And, but we're just having a nice dinner and I'm like, wow, it's windy outside. So none of us in the meeting had any idea that there was a fire in the mountains. I mean, of course, I had my phone. There was no alert. There was no nothing. It was just like another day. And I was like, oh, it's just the wind. At the end of the meeting, I look at my phone and of course I have like a million missed calls. And I was like, oh my God, what's so important? And so I called her back and she's like, Mom, literally the mountains are on fire. And I'm like, girl, the mountains are always on fire.
Right.
Every 10 years or something. Like it's always a fire. It's not a big deal. They never, it's never anything to worry about because literally my entire life I've lived in this area and I can count the number of fires that we've had in this mountain, and it has never caused such devastation as this one has caused. So I never really thought I had a reason to be alarmed. So I drive to the house and I go upstairs to my old childhood bedroom, and we're all looking out the window because you can see the fire so clearly. I'm watching it. So at this time it's probably around 8 or 8:30, and so we're watching it, and I'm like, I turned to my mom and I'm like, I think you guys should leave. Like, this is really close. I don't think I've ever seen the fires this close. So my immediate thought was like a lot of smoke is going to be coming in and it's going to come in through the chimneys and, maybe even through the windows or under the doors. And I just thought like it would be unsafe for them to sleep with the smoke constantly coming in the house in such probably large amounts. So I was telling my mom and my daughter, I was like, you guys need to leave. So my whole family packed up.
Yeah, we packed up. My grandma, my daughter, my uncle, and my, did I already say my grandma? I think so. But basically all of us. And then we also go pick up our elderly neighbor who lives like right down the street, like not even down the street, like right on the corner. We pick her up because she didn't know. If you didn't have a 2-story home, you probably didn't know, especially if you're older and you're not on social media or you don't have like text alerts of like natural disasters and floods and all that type of stuff. You don't really know what's going on. So, you know, we go pick her up and we all just drive to my aunt's house, which was a nice amount of way that, you know, the fire wasn't headed her direction and we were fine, you know. So we pack up and head out, and then
I go home because I have 3 animals. So I have a dog, Ruby, which you met, and Kit Kat, which you may have saw too, and also had Marshmallow. So I went to the house basically to watch it. So me and my son, we go home, and I still had power. Like my lights were on, I could turn my heater on, everything was great. But I told my son, I was like, let's watch the fire, because at that point from my house, I couldn't, when I was outside, I couldn't actually see the fire. So I thought like, well, we'll just wait it out a little bit. So we were up till probably about 11 o'clock at night. And then I walked outside and I was like, oh crap, I can see the fire now. So this fire is actually really moving. But when I saw the fire, I said, we can't wait anymore because I don't know what this fire is going to do. How far, like, again, smoke. We can't fall asleep in this house, and then we won't even wake up because we will have suffocated from all the smoke inhalation. So we definitely just packed like an overnight bag. Like literally I packed a change of clothes, and I got my important documents. I have a box of like my important documents. I threw that in a bag and a toothbrush. I was like, I do need to be able to brush my teeth. But I threw that in the bag, and then I threw that in the car, came back in, and then I started trying to crate my animals. And this kind of makes me a little emotional. It was very easy to get Ruby wrapped up because wherever I go, she wants to go. But the cats are a little more difficult. And in the middle of packing up my cats into their crate, they just kept jumping in and out. So one would go in, one would go out, and it was really frustrating. Finally, around 11:30 at night, the power went out, and we're in the middle of trying to crate the animals. And we took flashlights and we tried to find Marshmallow, and we didn't find Marshmallow. So that does hurt a lot because I don't know if he made it out of the house or whatever, but I always had full intention of just coming back home because, again, I never thought our house would burn down. So we left Marshmallow, and I told him, I was like, I'll be back in the morning. I can't find you. Just be safe. And so the rest of us left, and we went to my office down the way, and me and my son and the animals, we slept there. We were driving up, and I saw fires everywhere. But
the next morning,
yeah, the next morning, and I'm in disbelief. I'm like, why are people setting their houses on fire? You know, it's a stage of grief. I was in complete denial. I'm like, this is so weird. Why are there like a fire here and a fire there? Like, it's so far from the mountain. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
And so I get closer to my house. I have to go through streets because you can't even get directly
the police
through.
And was it the Army Corps or somebody?
I don't know. It was
they had
a lot
like
of people.
Tanks and stuff like blocking the streets. Like they blocked the streets, so you basically could not go near the fires.
Get
which,
anywhere
of course,
near.
like for your safety, that's probably the smart thing to do. But when you have animals left behind and friends and family members probably left behind, like you're gonna do whatever you can to try to get to your house.
Yeah, so I whipped and weaved to try my hardest.
I don't think you.
They had a really strong line of protection any which way I went. But I was like, okay, so if I can't get up like right now, I'll get up later. So if he misses one meal, the cat's he's not anorexic. He'll survive, you know, not having breakfast in the morning. Mm-hmm. Just to be clear, I never got an alert.
You never
to
got
evacuate. Never.
I did. That night when I was sitting in the house, I had got I have 2 phones, so I can't remember if it was like 2 on this phone and 1 on this phone, but I know I got at least like 3 different notifications of you need to evacuate. There's a fire. I think I have a screenshot and I'll put it in. But yeah, I think I was the only one who got alerts on their phone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so then you tried to get home, you couldn't get there, and then you came to Auntie's house.
And then I just came over to Auntie's.
Yeah. My uncle had left, and we didn't know. He's super like quiet into himself, so he just took off. I don't even know if we knew where he was going.
No.
But all I know is he ended up texting me. All I got was a text, and he said, everything's gone, or something of that sort. He said, it's all gone. It's burned down, or it's all gone, something like that. And then I start immediately panicking because I'm just like my body goes numb. I could literally just feel like head to toe tingles in my body. And I'm like, there's no way. And I just start panicking. I didn't even tell anybody what he said. I'm like, oh my God, Michael said, it's all gone. And then he sends a video.
Oh, wait, no, first I was like, no, it didn't.
No. That's when you sent the video. He sent the video of our house burned to the ground, like completely flat, and
you see
the neighbor's house was still on fire in the video. So I don't know how he snuck in and got in, but he did, and he recorded the video. He sent it to us, and I go to show them, and I'm like, oh my God, like our house actually burned down. Like it was so like never to this day, it's still not believable. Like even though I've seen it for myself, like it's not believable. But I showed them, and she's like, that's not even our house.
Again, denial. It runs really deep sometimes.
And when she said that, like, I believed it at first. I'm like, oh, wait, let me look. I'm like, maybe it's not. And then I look at the driveway, and our driveway was very specific. I'm like, nobody had our driveway. Why would he send us a video of a random person's house? Like, I'm like, this is our house. What are you talking about? And yeah, like I broke down crying. Everybody else was trying to be like strong and like it's not the end of the world. No, I was like, I knew it was the end of the world because when I was packing and I knew it was a fire, I had told everybody, I'm like, I should go get my purses.
Yes, you should go get your purses.
I was like, I should go move my purses. And I was like, oh, I'll just move them to the car. But everybody was like, oh, it's not going to burn down. Like, your purses will be fine. And I was like, okay, y'all right. I'm being extra. Like, my purses will be fine. Like, if anything happens, if the fire gets close, I'll just get them in the morning. Everything. I didn't even pack a change of clothes. I packed something to sleep in that night. And that's all I had. I had a sweater, a shirt, a pair of pants, and the shoes, some house shoes. That was literally it. I didn't even pack a change of clothes. So
yeah, so and I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'm still in total misbelief.
She doesn't understand, like, is her house burnt to the ground?
Yeah,
because my uncle didn't
even
go.
Said it was like mine.
Yeah,
I'm just like, it's fine.
He kept trying to say like, no, everything above us is gone, and her house was technically above us into the west. So he was just kind of like, yeah, it's probably gone. But we were like, okay, we're gonna sneak away from the kids and we're just gonna go and check it out for ourselves, which we did, and it was gone
today.
It was all gone.
And I have to apologize. We have a weird thing about laughing.
It's our medicine for dealing with our pain.
Yeah, like, so please don't take this the wrong way.
It's not a funny situation.
It's not a funny situation, but it's literally the only way that we live.
It's the only way we can get past it, because it's been a lot of months and it's still like,
even that day I laughed, but it's
so
just
unbelievable.
Yeah, but I laugh because it's probably the only way that I deal with pain is through laughter. And so the more I laugh, it's kind of almost like
therapeutic.
Yeah, it's just therapeutic, and it's just the way we deal with it. Yeah. So please don't be offended by our laughter, because this is not a laughing matter. It's not funny. We lost everything. I mean, everything, and I lost one of my little babies. Yeah. So there's definitely nothing funny about the situation, and we just want to make sure everyone understands that. Yeah, I can just say that we're all dealing with this the best way we know how. And, you know, you guys are going to come along for the ride. So there'll be lots of laughs, lots of tears, lots of frustration. Especially she's going to be very frustrated with me. I already know that.
Long as we're
aware. I'm very self-aware how difficult I can be about certain things. So I'm, no shade, just I'm pretty bad.
We did end up finding housing after a really long time.
Oh, that was torture.
Of being homeless, living hotel to hotel, to Airbnb to Airbnb to back to the hotel. It was but
I have to say is that a lot of people, like, cause when I told people, like, I was like, I literally feel kind of homeless. And people were like, well, you're not homeless, you're displaced. And I was like, well,
we were literally homeless.
I feel like it was
you did
pretty
not have a
homeless.
Home. We did not have a home. We didn't have clothes. We don't have food. We had food.
We had food.
We were able to.
We're gonna eat.
Food.
We're gonna eat.
But
make no mistake,
we for sure didn't have a house.
But we didn't have a home. We didn't. Living literally out of a suitcase, and
that was a long time
horrible.
Down. We didn't get suitcases immediately. We got suitcases.
I know we were living out of a bag. You guys had like a couple of bags and plastic bags and grocery bags.
And then we got so many donations, and it built up to where that's when we're like, okay, no, we need a suitcase. And thankfully we were sent some, and you purchased some.
I did.
So we were living out of suitcases basically towards the end of our homelessness.
And people gave us so many donations, and we're so grateful for them, because it did make being in this predicament a lot more tolerable. Just having some conveniences that we didn't have to repurchase right away, things like that. So I have to be very grateful to everyone who sent us something and who, give us care packages and all that kind of stuff. Everything that we got were so super useful. We got clothes, we got toiletries and shoes for the kids and all sorts of stuff. Like, we got
everything that you really need.
Stuff that you could really need to survive. And it made the difference, and I will not lie about that. It totally made the difference, because you're so busy paying for hotels. And because I still had to come out of pocket for what I paid in rent.
Well, we can kind of go into that, like the insurance.
Okay. Well, I had to pay still so much money to live, even though I just paid rent. I still had to pay some money. And so every little thing that we got, it was very useful, and I was grateful for it. So
and you really don't understand.
Thank all of you for that.
Yes. And you really don't understand how expensive things are.
Until you have to buy them all.
Until you have nothing. When you literally have nothing. Like, I quite literally had one outfit to my name. I didn't even have an outfit to change into after I took a shower. I had to just wash it while I was in the shower, hope it would dry in time, and put it back on when I got out. It just was really expensive, and we're just, again, like she said, so thankful for all of the donations, whether it be monetary, physical, the clothing, the food, the everything. We received so much, and we were so thankful, and we really got to see how strong community could be and how valuable it is, because we were pretty what's the word, self-sufficient as a family. We were very
independent.
We never asked anybody for anything. We just, if we didn't have each
huddled
other,
up together and we just did our thing.
And so to just see people that you've just known and that you grew up around and things of that, just people that know you or people that don't even know you, just to help out, it was very beautiful, and it meant a lot. So thank you.
A lot. In our adventures in hotel land and Airbnbs,
aka being homeless.
A friend offered me her place. She rented it out, and her tenant was leaving. And she had offered it to me, and I thought, oh my God, it's so close to the fires. I just don't know. But she held on to it, and after one really bad Airbnb, we settled into this very cute little quaint 3-bedroom house in the same area. So we're still in the same area. Just outside the part that burned. This part actually didn't see hardly any damage.
We're really thankful to have this house.
We're so thankful.
And
because we're now kind of normalish living.
Yeah, it feels more normal, and thankfully we're still in the same area that we were in, because we can kind of continue some of our routines, and we don't have to change our doctor's office and our dentist and our just things that make your life feel like, okay, it's back normal, because I feel like that was one of the hardest things for me, was accepting like my entire routine, my daughter's school, like everything. Like we had to change everything, and it was hard to kind of just adjust and be like, oh, like everything's far, everything's different. And so now that we're at least back in the same area, we got back into some type of normalcy.
So the house I lost, I shared with my late husband, and I continue to live there. So I had a renter's policy, which does not cover much. So if you have a renter's policy, note to self, check your policy limits. It wasn't great. It wasn't able to cover, a fraction of the things that I lost in the fire, but I am grateful that I at least had something, because some people had nothing, and I at least got a little something, which helped, with, restarting life. And we were able to like put down, money for the deposit and all sorts of stuff on the new place. So I have been literally looking to buy a home for ages. I'll just say ages, because it's been years. I've never been able to find what I was looking for, or things were just kind of out of the price range, whatever the excuse was. Again, I usually like a tear down, and so I can rebuild it and do it the way that I like to do it. That's what I've done in the previous times that I've purchased properties. And so I have just been sitting on a little bit of money to repurchase a house. And through talks with my mom's neighbors, I found out one of her neighbors was not coming back, and they were looking to sell, so they sold me their lot, which was so super amazing. So now I'll get to, all of my children will be raised in the same area that I grew up, which is amazing.
Yeah, so now we're neighbors.
Hi, neighbor.
And we will be rebuilding our houses together.
Yes.
And this is basically the platform that we will be sharing everything.
Yes.
The whole process of rebuilding, we are self-contracted, self-designing, self-architecture. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Not self-architecture.
We're not doing everything.
But we're almost doing everything. And this is basically what Build After the Ashes is about. So it's just our process of rebuilding not only our lives, but our houses after
this devastation. So
we're gonna go down this path. We're gonna learn. We're gonna take you guys through, and
we don't plan on gatekeeping. So whatever we learn,
we're sharing
the information. So
in case anybody else, you don't have to have devastation to rebuild, or
it could be anything that you see that you like.
Home renovations, like just anything. So so just stay tuned and come along for the ride.